Hi, my name is Stanley, as you may know, and maybe you've come here because you visited my YouTube channel, maybe because you're a subscriber. If you're not, subscribe, please. Um, Maybe you are one of my fellow artists at the Sessions platform. Maybe you work at Sessions. Maybe you saw something like this on social media. Maybe you're one of the fans at Sessions Live. Thank you, thank you. Um, I've got to get something off my chest, and it's about the things that are going on at Sessions right now. Um, Normally, I just think things over for a few days. Sometimes I write them down, but it doesn't work like that for me this time. So I decided let's just press record and start rambling away. So please bear with me. I'll try to keep it structured. First of all, I'm Stanley. Um, I'm a full-time product owner at an IT company, a managed hosting company, which is not relevant at all for this story. So forget about that, except for the fact that it's a full-time job. I'm also a musician, but that's not my full-time job. I don't aim for it to be my full-time job either. I am not. I just love making music, and well, I guess for the last 30 years, my aim has always been if I can make enough money with making music to cover my expenses and being able to buy some new gear every now and then, it's fine. I just want to make music and enjoy that. That's all. Okay, let me take a quick sip. I need that. Now, I've got to get something off my chest, and it's about Sessions Live, where I am one of the about, I think, 4,000 artists that stream there 24/7, 365 days per year. If you've never been to Sessions Live, please do so, either by going to sessionslive.com or by installing the app on your iOS or Android device. Sessions Live is a platform that allows musicians to perform live, do live streaming on the internet, and you as a fan or potential fan can go there and watch those shows. And the idea is that you as a fan, if you appreciate what you see, is that you buy some love, which is the currency on the platform, and donate that to artists to support them, which is all a very nice idea if it works. Um, Apparently, it's not easy to make a business model that's sustainable for this. And that's why things are getting complicated for especially the artists right now. But of course, that probably means that it's complicated for Sessions as a company and a platform as well. A little history. And I'm starting with Sessions before my time, before I joined. I know little about that. I know it was called Next Music before it was called Sessions Live. I know one of the investors behind it is one of the founders of Pandora Music. He brought in a lot of money, which is great. And the idea about the platform is that it wants to enable musicians or artists to generate a sustainable income by doing live performances online. Wow, that came out quite well. Yeah. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? Um, Apparently, when they started with a few handsful of artists that they asked to do streaming performances on their platform, and apparently, I'm not sure about this, but that's what I'm hearing. Apparently, agreements were made with those people about the amount of hours they would be playing and what they would be paid per hour they played. And apparently, those agreements are still existent. Again, I don't know the details, but just remember this. This is how they started. At some point, they were ready to grow the platform and they went looking out for artists all over the internet. That's, for instance, when they found me. someone apparently stumbled upon one of my videos and checked out my YouTube and contacted me through Facebook and then through Instagram. And at first I thought, yeah, right. Someone telling me that basically they told me, yeah, we got this platform and you can build a sustainable income here. And would you like to do a test performance for both you and us to see if there's a click, if things work, and we'll pay you $25 for a 20-minute performance. And I thought, well, yeah, I've been on the internet for, ages, 25 years, something like that. I've heard it all. It was fishy. But another message came and another message came, and I decided, okay, let's check it out. And it looked okay. And then I saw that the founder of Pandora Music was investing. I thought, okay, well, let's give it a go. So I said, yeah, sure, let's try that. And that's when I did what was called my audition, which basically meant that I was in a Zoom call with some other artists that were doing an audition and someone from Sessions. It was being checked for us if our camera was okay, if our sound was okay, if our streaming settings were okay. And when that was all okay, they said, okay, there you go then. Go do your bonus show, your first show. And I played for some 20 minutes. And indeed, I got paid $25. And some days later, I got this email from them saying, yeah, we would like you to come play at the Sessions platform. And we offer you to play for 6 hours a week for a certain amount of love. Love being the currency being used on the platform, which translated to about $3 or $4 per hour, something like that. Barely covering expenses because my fingers eat strings, but that's another story. At least I was earning a little money by playing online, and I was doing live streams anyway on Facebook and YouTube, which were fun but didn't get me anywhere money-wise. So, yeah, it was fine. So I started playing and started checking out other musicians, and it was all fun. I made good friends there. I met great artists there, and I started building a small but slowly growing fan base of returning people that liked my shows and actually donated love to me, because that's the idea behind the platform. The phrase allowing artists to build a sustainable income by performing online basically means Sessions offers the platform where you can do streaming. Artists stream, they attract fans. Those fans check out other artists as well. The fans buy love and donate it to artists. Nothing new, except that it didn't exist as a solution for performing artists. So that's fine. I don't know how at that point they decided how many shows each artist could schedule and what the bonus for such shows would be for a particular artist. I don't know. Something else they had at that time was a competition. You as an artist could earn points. Anytime love was donated to you, that translated to points, and people can click stars as well. And if they click stars, that translates to points. And in the end, at the end of the week, they add up the points for all artists, and those that have the most points, the top 10, get an extra bonus, which got up to, I think, about $500 for the number one at the end of the week in the competition, which is nice. But by the time I started, there were a few hundred artists. By now, there are, rough guess, 4,000 or more. So even at that time, I looked at it and decided that competition is not for me. No way I'm going to earn enough points to get in that top 10, so I'm not going to bother. I just want to play. There's a little bonus, that's nice. And every now and then someone comes in, likes what I do, and donates some love. That's nice. And yeah, that worked for me. Didn't bring in a lot of money. You know, my choice. Didn't have to do it, did it. Nothing to complain. The platform grew, and both sessions and the artists started to realize that competition doesn't work anymore with such a big base of artists, and that there needs to be more opportunities for artists to earn some money. And that's when they came up with a leveling system, which basically means based on the amount of points you earn every week, you get into a certain level, and that level decides how many bonus shows you can schedule at each week and how big that bonus is going to be per show. So when you level up, you can schedule more shows, and each show pays more bonus. That worked absolutely fine for many, many, many artists. Not for all, because especially for those that started really early, it was rather unclear if they were going to earn more or less, but they absolutely did run the risk to earn less. Please remember, at that time, Sessions was still communicating directly with its artists in bi-weekly Zoom calls called town hall meetings. The leveling system was discussed there, and concerns were raised by those artists that had agreements with Sessions. And do remember this, do remember this. At that point, in front of all the artists that were in that town hall meeting, we were being told by the Sessions platform, if the leveling system is going to hurt artists, we're going to stop it. If the leveling system is going to hurt artists, we're going to stop it. Remember that. At that time, the leveling system worked. It worked good, and maybe even very good, for many of the newer artists. It worked fine for me. I got to earn some more money, which I didn't need because I've got this full-time job. But, well, if you pay me some extra money, I buy an extra camera or another lens or some nice lights over there or a smoke machine. You know, I invested it back. That's a lot of fun. Loved it. For those early artists, it was like, for some, maybe it was better. For others, it wasn't. But apparently the differences were not big enough to have a big conversation about it. At that point, we should have known. In hindsight, when I look at how the leveling system was set up at that time, there was several things wrong with it. First of all, even at that time, I think every artist had some clue about how much love was being donated to him weekly by fans. We also knew how many bonus shows we could do and what they were paying. And if you compared those, I think for the majority of artists, they were completely off balance. Basically, Sessions was paying the artists a base income, a substantial base income themselves, and it was topped up with love donated by fans. I mean, the totals that came out of that were nice for every artist, so everybody was happy. And in fact, that's what Sessions pointed at to the artist. Look at your potential earnings in this new leveling system. So it was all hooray, hooray, hooray. We're all so happy. But yeah, they did raise some expectations. And they made that promise. If the leveling system is going to hurt artists, we're going to stop it. We should have seen. Any artist who is angry now has good reasons to be angry. I agree with you. I am angry. I'll get to that. Do look at yourselves as well. You could have known, and maybe you should have known. Just do the math. Let me give you another example. That leveling system can be easily tricked, and I'm sure it's happened. And I'm sure it's happening. I'll give you 2 examples. I'm not going to name names, but we've all seen it. First, we've seen people leveling up because they sell commercials on their stream, which is against terms of service. Everybody knows. That artist knows. That artist knows. I know. Session knows. I'm sure. They can tell. So commercials are being sold in streams, which is against terms of service. Man, that's bad. It gets even worse. Those commercials were not paid for in cash. They were paid for in love. Which means that there's actually artists that have members in their crew with the name YouTube sponsor of artist XXX or sponsor Y of artist XXX. And they show up in the weekly stats for the competition with huge amounts of payments in love. Those are payments for the commercials. So people are getting paid for a commercial, but they are being paid in love, which gives them points, which helps them to level up so their bonuses rise. And by the way, which helps them win prizes in that damn competition again. That's not how it's meant to be. Did Sessions do anything about it? No. Is that fair to the other artists? Absolutely not. Why did Sessions not do anything about it? I don't know. I can only assume that they had their reasons. Second example, the leveling system was set up so badly that you could actually buy yourself into a new level and still earn more money. I don't have the exact numbers, but the example is I invest $100 to buy love. I donate that to myself. I get a level up. And the extra bonuses I get because I level up add up to a lot more than that $100. That's not fair. Systems only work if they are fair. So, I think it should change. Not just because it's not fair, even more important, like I said, we should have seen it doesn't add up. A significant base income based on those bonuses is being paid by sessions. That is not a sustainable business model. It's simple maths. We should have known. Maybe some of us knew and just ignored it and just took the money. That's fine. Others may not have realized because, look, this is our leveling system. These are the potential bonus. Imagine being an artist in this pandemic, not being able to perform, worried about how to make it a decent living for yourself or even your family. And then the sessions platform comes and there they go waving with that leveling system that tells you, yeah, you can make a potential income of, I'm not going to name numbers, but several hundreds of dollars per week. Wow. Isn't that cool? Let's go for that. And people did. Many people really became dependent on sessions. You can have your opinions about that. Was that responsible? Depends. If you realized what you were doing, if you really realized what you were doing, that was not responsible. Did people really realize what they were doing? I mean, let's be honest, we're talking about artists here. Let's be honest about ourselves. Artists often are not business people. They want to make music. That's what they love. That's what they want to do. And if they can make music and earn some money, they get happy. If you offer them the possibility to make a sustainable income that actually shows on paper and then works in practice, they get ecstatic. Yes, they should have known better. In the end, everyone is responsible for his own decisions in this matter. But I think people are rightfully angry now that Sessions has decided to change the leveling system, because that is what has happened a few days ago. And this basically means that there's going to be more levels and you can schedule 6 months ahead. Because why? Why would I schedule shows for July right now? Well, okay. Apparently that's a thing. You know, the most important thing about the new leveling system? Those potential bonuses, they are still there. You just need to gather 10 times as much points to make the same income. 10 times. Let me just give myself as an example. At the moment, I'm allowed to schedule 6 hours of playing each week, and I get a bonus of just under 1,000 love. So that adds up to 5,600 love each week, which is decent. That's about $9 per hour. And you know, for just being there and playing, you know, if I would play in a pub or anywhere and they would offer to pay me $9 per hour, I would say, yeah, sure, go find someone else to insult. In this case, I felt insulted at first when I first saw the changes. And this is one of the things that has been going through my mind. And I started to think, wait a minute. Of course, there's this thing that the sessions company and platform and the artists have to work together. It's a matter of give and take to build this thing together. We need the platform needs us, you know. But in the end, they are paying me something for just being there. Yeah, okay. It's different than playing in a pub. I get that. Okay. Furthermore, I get that it's an unsustainable business model for the company sessions. There's an investor behind that. It is not charity, you know. It is not charity. In the end, there needs to be a sustainable business model, and they don't only need to make a return, they need to make a profit. If they are not having a sustainable business model that eventually will make them a profit, it'll go under and it'll be gone, and there will be no sessions live for any of us artists. So I get it. However, I think there's 2 possibilities. I'll mention them, and then I'll tell you I don't care which of those is true. Either they messed up big time with their business model to start with, and now realized, oops, this is not working, and they have to change it. Or they knew what they were doing. And I thought, well, yeah, we got to attract artists, so let's just see that as an investment, pay them some nice money, and at some point we'll just change it. I don't care which of the 2 is true. In the end, we've come to the point where, as foolish as it may have been, many artists on the platform have stepped into this game of the leveling system with paying certain bonuses and having a base income by just playing. And to make it a good income, I think for most artists, you still need to attract fans, and you still need to have fans that are willing to donate love to you. In the end, if I was able to play a 12 hours per week, which I don't have the time for, but just as an example, if I could play 12 hours per week and I would do that, but no fans would be there, I would quit it. That wouldn't work. Furthermore, if fans don't donate enough love, I'm going to level down, so my bonuses drop. So, yeah, I'm losing track of my own story. Let's try to recuperate. Yeah, I came from as foolish as we may have been as artists, we were sucked into the system. That's partly our own fault. But Sessions most definitely has a responsibility here. Regardless of how we got there. Regardless if it was because they messed up their business model or because they decided that this was the way to start it all and then change it later, which has become now. There's artists that have become dependent on you, especially in these times. We're in a pandemic, and one of the groups that is specifically being hit very hard by the pandemic are people that used to go out gigging to earn a living. Sessions, you did something wonderful. You offered them a platform that allowed them to build a sustainable income from streaming online, performing online. That's wonderful. And I still hope that's how it's going to work out. But by the way you encourage them to come and play on the platform, you made them dependent on you. That's what you did. And I know in your terms of service, the terms of service basically tell everyone, hi, we are Sessions, you are an artist, this is what we can do for you. Or maybe not tomorrow. Take it or leave it. And I guess legally that's correct. And I guess as a business, that's how you should write it down. Artists are not businessmen and businesswomen. They are not business people. They are artists, and yeah, they should take responsibility. But there's this company, this business, that's your Sessions, and there's those artists. Those are different kinds of people, and you know that. You know that. You sucked them into something that made them dependent on you, and now, for one or the other reason, or maybe some other reason, the system is changing. I get that you need to change the system. This company needs to succeed. That's what I think as well. So you need to change it. But your change, the way you're doing it now, has severe consequences for many people that, in my opinion, are rightfully angry, to say the least. I think they are right when they say they feel threatened, treated unfairly. And especially those original artists that you had agreements with. Come on. They are the ones that helped you get this thing off the ground. Take your responsibility. Legally, you're right. You can do anything for whatever reason. That's how business works. What about morals and ethics? What about it? What are you going to do? What are you going to do for those artists that did build a sustainable income that now doesn't turn out to be so sustainable? You can't get away with just telling them, ho, wait, we never promised you those bonuses would be forever. Yeah, right. You can't do that. It's unethical. And remember, if the leveling system is going to hurt artists, we're going to stop it. I'm not telling you that you should stop the leveling system now. I think you should fix it. But besides that, go help those people. They've come dependent on your platform. Yeah, it may have been foolish, but you were part of that. You can't ignore that. You can't neglect them. It's unethical. You do have morals, don't you? Come on. This is what I'm angry about. Communication has been awful. No sign at all that the leveling system was going to change. Just an email telling many artists that their life was going to be drastically changing. Drastically. And then when people started to complain, another email, let me get it. We've heard some confusion in our creator community over the past few months, so we are reaching out with a few transparent clarifications. Please stop using the word transparent. You are not transparent. You only use the word, not the concept. I'd love you to be transparent. That would have helped so much. But you are not. Sessions is committed to being a long-term partner to artists and allowing freedom for creators to own their growth and fandom, as we are not an artist employer. What you're basically saying, oops, we gave you the idea that we're going to support you financially. We sort of forgot to tell you that it's temporary, that there's no guarantee at all. We want to be your long-term partner into allowing you to take care of your own growth. You know, what you're saying there, of course, that's where it should be headed. I get it. Sessions shouldn't be paying customers out of its own pocket, or at least not in the amounts that they are responsible for the payment of the majority or a substantial part of an artist's income. But just the fact that you're saying something that is right doesn't mean that you're being true. Or the other way around, just by saying something that is true, just saying something that is true doesn't make you right, because you're handling it wrong. You're only clearing up things after people start to complain about how you are hurting them. But you have already hurt them. I've seen people in shambles, close to anxiety attacks, not sleeping for 2 days. That is what you're doing. That is what I'm angry about. I don't care about the money. In fact, if that's what it takes, you know, if a video like this makes you decide to go like, that's Stanley, he's a nuisance, we'll ban him because terms of services. Go ahead. I don't want to be part of it then. But take your responsibility. That was Siri, who won't be able to help either. So let me use that phrase again. Just because you say something that is true, it doesn't make you right. You are handling this wrong. Badly communicated. And so tremendously hurtful to people. People's income, people's pride, people's health. You need to do something about this. You know, business-wise, I get it. Legally, sure, you can do whatever you want. Morally, ethically, come on. You know better than this. Now to my fellow artists. Yeah, I'm angry. And I feel for you. I mean, I'll be okay. I don't have to earn my money making music. So, yeah. But I know it's a lot different for many of you. And I've spoken to people really that are close to anxiety attacks, have not slept for days. I feel for you, and I understand you, and I understand your anger. And I do feel you are being treated unfairly. Do I know what to do about it? No. Again, I think ethically and morally, sessions should fix some things. I don't know which things, I don't know how. But I do think they are handling this wrong. But there's something we as artists need to do as well. We cannot let ourselves be dependent on bonuses by sessions for our income. So if you are relying on the bonuses paid by sessions for your income, you are in trouble. Well, you know that by now. And that's hard. I understand your anger. I understand your fear. But we need to be honest to ourselves as well. In the end, it's, at least on the sessions platform, it's the fans that need to pay for your income. And that's hard, I know. If there's one thing I hate about live streaming on sessions, one thing, then it's that whole self-promotion thing and getting people to donate some love to you. It feels like begging. I don't want to beg. But really, that's how it works if you perform online. And at least with sessions, you get paid a bonus. If you do a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live, they're not going to pay you. Sessions is. Let's be fair. So in the end, again, what Sessions is saying doesn't make them right, but it is true. What they are doing is allowing you to own your own growth and fandom. So we do need to do what it takes to get fans to understand that we rely on them to earn something out of playing on sessions. And whether that's just bluntly asking them to give you money, or using some other method by competitions or more subtle things that will get your fans to donate you some love. I don't know, and I think that's all a really personal thing and all up to you. But that's what you need to do. I know it sucks. But you know, it's often what we do in real life as well. In the old days, I used to make music and we would just be paid by the owner of a pub or some party or whatever, some event, just to come and play with a band. That doesn't happen a lot anymore. If it ever happened, I know in some countries you can play somewhere. Just make sure you sell tickets because that's how you're paid. I busk on the streets. If I want to earn money by busking on the street, I have to make sure that people throw some money in the hat. Sessions is not different. And even if you think like, yeah, but that's not how I want to do it, there is no alternative. Because having sessions pay for your gigs is not sustainable to them and therefore not sustainable to you. So basically, things are changing. I think we as artists can all agree things are going to change. There's nothing we can do about that. We as artists need to evaluate our own approach on earning money on sessions live. We can't just assume that sessions is going to pay. Well, they've made that clear. But even if they were, they wouldn't survive as a platform. So, yeah, it's the fans that need to support us. I'm still angry though. I get all worked up again when I think about it, and I feel so bad for so many of you. Well, you know who you are, and I know there's a lot of other people in the exact same situation. I am so sorry for you, regardless of if we should have known better, or we were fooled into something, or let us fool into something, or it doesn't matter in the end. It cannot go on like this, so it should change. So I think we should focus our energy on how to do that. Let me finish with the example of what I did, which is very simple, but to me, it's simple because, I only want to maintain my level, even if that means that I'm getting less bonus. Okay, it sort of still covers the expenses. If I can keep playing on sessions and be around you guys and have fun with you and enjoy your company, that's fine with me. It might be different for you, but to me it's easy. I did two things. I started doing more self-promotion. In fact, I started doing more you promotion. I suck at self-promotion. I often forget. So I set some goals and I included them on my overlays in my stream. And I've got two main goals at the moment. My first goal is to make 15,000 points weekly at sessions, because at this time, that's the average amount of points I need to make every week to maintain my current level in the current system. Yeah, let's not go there. I'm just being open about that. So I'm telling people, okay, there's a new week. To maintain my level, I need to get to 15,000 points this week. And it helps. Mention it every half hour. People will donate. It works. It does. Now, again, it might be easy because I only have to earn 5,000 points per show. I do 3 shows per week, each being 2 hours. So to get to 15,000 points, I need to get 5,000 points per show, which is 500 love if people are not my crew member. Yeah, that's easy. But it does work. I've seen it work. My second goal is to grow my YouTube subscribers. And I've got that explicitly mentioned in my overlays as well. And every time someone subscribes, I change the number. I'm aiming at 500 subscribers on March 1st and 1,000 on April 1st. take those fans with you on that challenge, journey, whatever. You need to do that yourself. You know, it does feel unfair. And the way they are doing it is unfair. That your earnings are being cut into really small pieces. And again, I really am really angry about the way they go about this. But it does need to change. So we need to ask ourselves, how we're going to use the artist or the sessions platform and the tools and support they are providing to grow our fandom and to get it into the heads of our fans that we can only keep doing this if they chip in. That's basically it. They need to chip in. And it doesn't have to be a lot. If they all chip in a bit, we'll get there. It'll be fine. But I think we need to be vocal to our fans. It's you that need to support us. Because sessions cannot continue to do it. It's a hard lesson. Especially because it's hurting so many people so badly. I'm so sorry for you guys and girls. I really am. Okay. This is what has been going through my mind, or has been coming together in my mind over the last 24 hours. I'm going to leave it with this. Let's recuperate. Sessions is a business, and that's what they should do. They should be a business. Sessions works with artists, humans. They should be treated as humans. Sessions made promises. If you make promises, you keep your promises, or you talk about those promises with the people you made promises to. As a company, there's a legal way to go about things, and there's the ethics and the morals about how you go about things, especially when it concerns humans. Even more especially when it concerns people in vulnerable positions. Even more extra if you made those people dependent on you. And I don't care if you meant to or not, but that's what you did. That's what you did, Sessions. So I think Sessions needs to make sure that no one gets really hurt. If the incomes of entire families are being cut down to the bare minimum or even lower than that, Sessions, you've got a responsibility. I don't care about the legal stuff. You've got a responsibility and you should take it. We as artists need to take responsibility for ourselves as well. Mostly because we cannot rely on Sessions to pay for important parts of our income. We cannot. It's not sustainable. Okay. That's it for now. Like I said, I needed to get it off my chest. I'm still angry. And I'm still very sad for you people. I mean the best for all of you. Come on. To my fellow artists, I love you. I don't mind if you don't agree with me. I hope you don't mind if I don't agree with you. Yeah. Take care, people. Take care.